Officials with the Army Corps of Engineers are saying that the Morganza Spillway, well, it could open next month.
And they tell us it could happen as early as June 2nd as waters continue to rise. A final decision will be is expected to be made next week. But if it does open, it'll be the third time in history. And Daniel Phillips now in the Weather Lab to explain what it means for Acadiana.
Yeah, and you were saying, Dave, about how Stevensville already is very, very high, and you already have a lot of water on the Atchafalaya. You have a lot of water on the Mississippi. You've got hurricane season now, which is also right around the corner as well. And so, you know, you get even a southerly breeze. You had coastal flood warnings going on this week. There's just a lot of water out there.
This is one that's extending into June, maybe even July. The 2011 event was more of a May event, and then it was kind of done by hurricane season.
Right, and it's been a very weird season because we've had we've had a lot of water already. Bonnie Carey opened, you know, twice already this year. So a little bit more rainfall on the way. Unfortunately, a lot of more rainfall on the way for areas that don't really need it anymore. And you talk about some of the places that have already seen the Mississippi flooding already. These are the areas you're talking about out over towards Iowa, stretching up into Illinois as well. The river flows right through here, westwards of Chicago, through St. Louis, down into Memphis, and then through Louisiana, and then onwards eventually to New Orleans and the Gulf of Mexico. All of this water that is getting ready to flow and fall here, this all has to go somewhere. There's a couple different basins that they're going to drain into. Unfortunately for Louisiana, both of those basins end up in our state. So you have all the rainfall out through Iowa, Illinois. This is over about a 10-day time period, but you're talking 8-9 inches worth of rain. That then flows into the Mississippi. Ton of water starts to head down the river. They've already seen up to 11 inches in northern Oklahoma. They could be on tap for another round of, 4 or 5 inch rainfall up through Kansas, Oklahoma. That then flows into the Red River. The Red River then will go from Oklahoma through Shreveport into Alexandria and eventually merges with the Atchafalaya, which is already running very, very high. So our major riverways in Louisiana, the Red River, the Atchafalaya River, and the Mississippi River already have a lot of water, and a lot more is on the way. And this is kind of where we start to see some of these problems setting in, especially along the Mississippi with the volume of water that the Mississippi will then carry. You can follow the riverways basically with just, the flood warnings out here. You get flood warnings that are going to run all along the Mississippi. Here's the Red River here as it flows through Shreveport into Alexandria. And then you've got the Atchafalaya down that will then flow through Morgan City. And if you've been down to Morgan City within the last few months, you can see how high the river is there. And all of this water is trying to work its way southwards. And this is where we start to see a lot of these control structures coming in. Now, originally, back before 1927, the Mississippi would have spread out all over the place. But the flooding in 27 was so bad that they started putting all the levees in place and these protections to keep the Mississippi from overflowing its banks. Originally, the river was trying to slide eastwards. It has not always flown right in this direction. It has moved over, the course of its history and was trying to push its way more towards the Atchafalaya when all of those structures went up. So the water already wants to flow into the Atchafalaya Basin, which is the problem. All three of these rivers are going to run together. You have the Red and the Atchafalaya that meet up. So all of that water from the Red River is going to flow into an already swollen Atchafalaya River, which will then flow down through the basin and eventually out over towards Morgan City, where again, everything has been running high and we've seen the flood warnings already. Just to the east of the Atchafalaya is the Mississippi, which also flows southwards towards the Gulf of Mexico via Baton Rouge and New Orleans. What happens when the water starts to come up and gets as high as it does is it has to go somewhere, or otherwise it will start to overrun some of those control structures. So they want to take the water from the Mississippi and then dump it down over towards the Atchafalaya. And what controls that are the Morganza floodgates, which sits up over in Avoyelles Parish. They're going to control the flow of water to get it to spill out into some of those natural spillways. Unfortunately, there are communities in those natural spillways that will have to be evacuated. And with this volume of water, we could kind of start to see a cascading of events depending on how everything flows, which could lead to some backwater flooding. That is not a guarantee. It's not even a guarantee that they're going to open the Morganza Spillway. There's a lot of factors that have to go into this, but these are some of the discussions that are going to be taking place here over the next several days, over the next week. the water is coming up so high on the Mississippi that it's getting ready to overrun the Morganza Spillway. If the water overruns the Morganza Spillway, which they would open before it gets to that point, if the Morganza Spillway fails, then it's almost a horror novel of events that could then cascade. There is a post on my Facebook page and Rob's Facebook page that kind of details what could happen if the Morganza Spillway fails. So a lot to keep an eye on here over the next week or so. We will keep a close eye on all of those updates, and we will see if they open it, if we can get the rivers to recede a little bit, so on and so forth. But these are going to be some of the things that are going to be talked and thought about over the next week.